Hello guys, welcome back to another exciting video. So in today's video, we're going to look at something very interesting. So I know we have been talking about agentic systems and how to build agentic system, right? So nowadays, agents are becoming multimodal, meaning they can work with vision, like images and videos, and they can also work with voice mode, right? So in this case, I want us to talk about voice mode, because I want you guys to have the latest information as much as possible when going through this whole series on agentic systems. This will give you the full visibility of what agents are capable of doing and even more than that, right? So let's get into it. There's so many things agents can do that we can't really cover all of them in this video, but I'll try to cover the latest and much as possible as I can. Okay, so let's get into it. So this was the initial course overview, building a simple agent, working with chains, working with agents with memory, routing, filter and reducers, work with state, breaking points, state management and all that. Long-term memory management, we did all that. So the next thing we're supposed to do was human in the loop, but I skipped that for now because there are so many new latest things coming out. I want you to guys to be on top of this game. So I'm going to be going over the latest things, and then whenever I get time, I'll make a video on human in the loop, and that will continue complete this whole series, but I'll keep on updating the whole series so that you guys have the latest information as much as possible. Okay, let's get started with it. So the first thing we're going to be going ahead and doing, we're going to be doing real-time voice chat in Python 101. Okay, so let's get started with it. So we're going to be using a library that is called FastRTC. So what's FastRTC? So you can just go online and just search for FastRTC. So this is their Hugging Face documentation. They also have their own website where they have their own documentation as well. But you can come in here and you can see all the latest stuff. I usually like using their Hugging Face because they post most of the latest stuff here. So you can build chatbots, talk with Gemini, with the Gradio UI. You can talk with Llama 4 that came out recently. Talking with Llama 4 with a Gradio UI and all that. So see, this just came out 16 hours ago. So it's currently very new. Okay, so you can take a look at all those and see how you can build real-time voice, because sometimes really maybe you're not very happy paying for OpenAI voice, or maybe it's too expensive, or you just have the need to move your application to become open source or running on your own custom models locally on your computer without having to expose your data to the external internet, right? So that's actually possible, and I'll show you how to do that in this video. Okay, let's get into it. So basically, to start a simple application using FastRTC in Python, all you have to do is make sure that you have FastRTC installed. So just go ahead and do a pip install, and then make sure that you install FastRTC. We also need two things. I'll also show you how to work with ElevenLabs and how to also work with open source models as well. And, and for the LLM, you're going to be using Groq to make everything much faster and much more streamlined. Okay, so the first thing you're going to be going ahead and doing is actually very simple. The first thing is just building an app that simply echoes back your voice to you. So if you go ahead and run this code, so I'm not going to be running the code because I'm running the models locally and they're computationally very intensive on my end. And also, if I begin to speak, my mic will my speaker wouldn't pick it up. Okay, I haven't configured that yet. It will pick it up, but it will be very you couldn't hear much about from the voice. So basically, I'll show you how to do this. Basically, we are going to use ElevenLabs, and you're going to be using Groq. So let's start from this the lesson one. Okay, just to give you a demo of this application, basically, it's just going to echo back your voice to you. So I'm going to go ahead and simply run it right here. So I'm going to simply do Python 3. Let me make sure I'm in the right directory. So I'm going to go into the base directory. I'm going to say Python 3, and then I'm going to say lesson, and then 01.py, and then run that. So once I have this running, it's going to open up a UI, like it's going to be starting a Gradio application. So you can see it went ahead and started this application right here. So before you need to actually reach here, you need to install one package, which is this one right here. You need to install FastRTC, and then make sure you have the voice activation detection and the text-to-speech capabilities as well. Okay, so once you have that installed, you can go ahead and simply run this code. So I'm going to go simply copy this right here, copy it, and I'm going to go ahead and run it, open up another window right here, and I can simply paste it in here and then have it started. So you can see this is a Gradio app right here. So I'm going to simply say, I have to allow my microphone. So if I allow my microphone, I might get disconnected during the recording of the video. So I'm going to disable that. But basically, you can try out that on your own and then have it running. And I'm going to make all this code available on GitHub for you. So this is just going to echo back your voice to you. Nothing much to it. Now, let me go into step 2. And step 2, you're going to be using Groq for the LLM. So, and for the text to speech, we're going to be using ElevenLabs. So for the text to speech, which is basically the TTS, you're going to be using ElevenLabs. And for the basically doing the large language model thing, you're going to be using Groq. Okay. So basically we have the code right here, and this we have the code right. So let me just start from here and then explain to you what all this code does. And so we are running the application, which is the streaming part. We are calling the response function. So this is the response function. It takes in the audio and the chatbot messages, and then goes ahead and calls this gen response, which is another function up here. And what this function simply does is basically takes the audio, converts it into transcripts using Groq, and then basically we convert the audio into text, and then we pass the text to Groq and ask it to generate a response based on that. So we pass in a prompt here, passing in the text, and we pass it to the agent and pass it to our LLM basically, and the LLM responds back to this text, right? So once we get the response back, we can go ahead and return the response right here. So basically we take the audio from our UI, we convert the audio back into transcripts or basically text format, and use it to prompt an LLM, in this case Groq. And I'm using Groq because of its speed, right? We all know Groq for its speed. So I'm going to prompt the LLM Groq and then get the response back, right, in text format, which I'm going to return right here. So once we get the response back in text format, we are then using ElevenLabs, which is a TTS client, which is what we define up here. The TTS client, which is this. We're using the TTS client basically to convert the text response from Groq into audio response. We are using ElevenLabs, and this is the voice ID we are using. And so for this to work, you need two things. You need to have a Groq API key. Also, you need to have an ElevenLabs API key. So how do you get this API keys? You can just go online and just search for Groq, just like this, and then you can find the API key right here. So go in here and then make sure that you register an account. And then once you have an account registered, you can log in and have access to the console, and then where you'll be able to generate an API key, right, for Groq. You also need to have ElevenLabs for the voice. So ElevenLabs. Okay, let me get ElevenLabs. Click that, and then you come here, you click on this, and you get the ElevenLabs capability to convert basically text into audio. And you just need to log in, create an account, log in, try for free. You get some free tokens for testing out. And once you get the API key, add the API key into your environment variable. So this is how I loaded my API keys in here. So it will be something like, let me just scroll up here. It will be Groq, Groq underscore API underscore key equals to, and then you paste in your API key. For ElevenLabs, you do the same thing as well. So once you have those things done, then this will be able to convert the text that we get back from Groq into audio speech. And then we then stream the audio speech back into our Streamlit, our Gradio UI. And that's basically how the real-time voice conversations can go. Again, I don't want to play this because I'm afraid if I do that, it will disconnect my audio from my recording. I don't want that to happen. I want you guys to be able to listen to me. Again, the code is available, and you can find this code on my GitHub page. The link is going to be in the description of this video. Okay, so some of you might be like, you know what, I want to do this manually. I want to do this using my own source code, my own models. I don't want to expose my data to OpenAI or any other model provider or LLM provider out there. That's fine. You can do that. So but basically, FastRTC comes with this method right here, this function which is called get TTS model, and you pass in the model name that you want to get. So we need a text to speech client. So previously I've been using Groq, but now you're going to be using Kokoro. So what is Kokoro? So Kokoro is an open source model that basically does the TTS capability, basically converts text into speech. And you also have the STT model. So STT model, STT stands for speech to text capability. So it converts basically speech into text. And that's you're going to be using the Moonshine model. Again, you're still using Groq right here. You're still using Groq. If you don't want to and you want to go 100% open source, then just go ahead and use something like Llama and run the model locally. Okay. I don't have the compute capability to run this at this time. Maybe in the future I'll get a much powerful GPU, but at this time my GPU is not powerful to run these models at the same time recording the video, right? My PC can sometimes it freezes out, so that's why I'm not running the code anyway, but I have tested it out locally and trust me, it's working. Okay. So that's basically it. So we're using Kokoro for the TTS capabilities, and you're using Moonshine for the ST. Okay. Okay, so once we have that, you're following the same patterns right here. So let me go back here. So basically, we are calling the reply on pause. So when the user pauses for some time, this is going to return a response. So you can specify how much you want the user, how long the time control for how long the user should pause before he should respond. And then once the user pauses, it's going to call this function that's going to take in the audio and the chat inputs, and then call this model, which is this method, function, that's going to go ahead and use the TTS to convert the speech to text, get the text, and then you're going to use that text to prompt our Groq model, in this case Llama 3.8, the 80 billion instant parameter model. And then once we get the response back, we're simply returning that response out here, right? So you're just using yield to basically a Python generator. And then you're getting the response right here. And the reason I'm doing this and this is because the first response is yielding yielding this part right here. And the second is yielding this. So I'm ignoring the first one, which is the chatbot output, and then I'm getting the second yield, which is the plain text itself. So now I have the plain text. I need to convert the plain text into audio. So that's why I use the TTS model, which is where Kokoro comes in. So I'm using Kokoro to translate the text into audio, and then simply yielding that audio out back to the UI, and you get back a real-time voice chat. Okay, so this works real-time. The only issue is when I record this in real time, I have some, it doesn't behave really well. I'm just, my computer is really not that powerful. So I'm not going to run the code real time, but trust me, I've run this code and it works perfectly. The code again is available on GitHub. You can also find the code on my Medium page as well, in case I forget to add it to GitHub. I also have an article written about this. So if you go on my Medium page, you can also find the written article, which is this one right here. So if I click on this, you can see it right here. It returns to you the real-time responses right here. So you can see the real-time responses right here. And sorry, I mean the code is my bad. So this is how the UI would look like, and I have demonstrated all parts of the code. So everything is here. In case you like reading and you want to get access to the code, you can find all of them in here. And you can find also the GitHub repository, which is this one right here. So just go to Prince Krumpa on Medium, and the way the spelling of Krumpa is this one. Krumpa, KRAPAH. That's it, Krumpa. So you get the code and everything that you want to get access to. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to make. I just wanted to make a quick video to update you guys on what's going on in the agentic AI system in terms of the real voice. And one of the reasons why I pushed to do this is because Llama 4 just came out recently, and Llama 4 has voice capability, so you can actually use Llama 4 as well for multimodal. Now it doesn't only support vision, it also supports voice. So now it's completely full multimodal. So yeah, that's what I wanted to cover in this video. And thank you guys so much for watching. And if you want to connect with me, you have any projects, any suggestions, anything you want us to build together, any recommendation for future videos, you can follow me on Medium at Prince Krumpa, where I write articles as well. You can follow me on YouTube, hopefully where you're watching this video, at Code with Prince. If you want to chat with me personally, much faster to respond to you on either X or Twitter or on LinkedIn. So on Twitter you can find me at Prince_Krumpa, and then on LinkedIn you can find me at Prince Krumpa. Okay, so that's basically my contact details, and get in touch if you have any ideas or anything that you want us to collaborate on. So thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Keep safe and have a good day. Cheers.